Right now, live at 5, Wisconsin's governor orders a statewide mask mandate, setting up a showdown with the state's Supreme Court.
Coming up tonight, we hear from superintendents across the Northland on their thoughts on Governor Walz' reopening school plans.
And negotiations on Phase 4 of the coronavirus relief bill stall. What's holding up the talks between Republicans and Democrats in Congress. Plus, NASA launched its newest rover to Mars today. Could it bring back signs of life on the red planet? And a local nonprofit is asking for your help as they try and equip kids to return to school this fall.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Happy Thursday and welcome to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. We're taking a look over Duluth as summer is in full swing. However, there's one thing on many people's minds. What will school look like this fall? Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Minnesota state leaders are leaving it up to school districts to decide whether to have students back in class this fall.
Governor Tim Walz made that announcement this afternoon. He says the Safe Learning Plan is a localized, data-driven approach.
It calls for districts to use case numbers in their community to decide whether to have all students in school use distance learning or a combination of the two. Schools might switch between the three as case numbers change. If a parent doesn't want their child in school for whatever reason, they'll be provided distance learning opportunities. Walz says he knows this is a challenging time for parents, students, and teachers.
We know how important this decision is. We know how included you as parents must be in this, and we know that you are counting on us, both us as state, us as your neighbors in your school districts and your school board, to take care of your children and do the right thing for them.
As part of this plan, Governor Walz announced $430 million worth of federal money to help with the return to school plan. That will be used for purchasing masks, extensive and free COVID-19 testing, increased technology needs, and more.
And tonight, school district leaders are reacting to that announcement. CBS 3's Emma Quinn joins us live. And Emma, you heard from several superintendents this afternoon. What do they think of the governor's decision?
Yeah, so Kristen, based on data and requirements, several schools in the Northland could be starting school in the fall this year, and that includes Duluth. But according to Duluth School's new superintendent, John Magus, he says the district needs to have more conversations before making a final decision. He says the district will present a plan to the school board and the community on Tuesday. He says either way, Duluth plans to offer some sort of in-person learning opportunities for families that want to go that route. But up on the Iron Range, the Hibbing School District is in a similar situation. And Superintendent Richard Aldrich tells me if things continue to look this way, the district will likely start school in person. Aldrich says they've been making plans since the very beginning of the pandemic for all three school scenarios, in person, remote, and hybrid. He says starting the school year in person was not what he was expecting, but the possibility makes him very excited.
That's exciting for kids and parents and everybody. But what comes along with that is that huge responsibility that we have to come back and keep students and staff safe.
Now, as Governor Walz mentioned earlier today, schools' plans could change at any time. Aldrich says if they have to move back to remote learning, it would be an easier transition than it was in the spring, since educators have more resources. And Aldrich tells me he also does support the governor's decision to allow teachers and students to do school remotely if they or a family member is at a higher risk of infection. He tells me as of right now, they're not sure how they'll navigate that, but that's a conversation the district will continue to have over the course of the next month. Back to you, Kristen, Tony.
Yeah, certainly a lot to sort through over the next month or so. Thanks, Emma.
As for Superior Schools, the district is still considering a hybrid learning approach for the fall. Last week, the school board laid out their plans, proposing that students learn both online and in the classroom. According to their last meeting, the final decision will happen as we move closer to the school year. We did reach out to the district today for an update, but have not heard back by news time. Meanwhile, a recent survey shows how Wisconsin's rural school districts are planning for the fall. According to Wisconsin Public Radio, the Wisconsin Rural Schools Alliance put out the survey. They got responses from 70 school districts. The survey shows 62% of the survey's respondents said their districts are planning for in-person learning with social distancing measures. The other 38% are planning a hybrid approach with students in the classroom less than 5 days a week. As far as masks go, 19% of respondents said they'd be required for students and staff. 28% would only require masks for staff, and 55% said there'd be no mask requirement.
Masks will be required in all indoor public places in Wisconsin starting on Saturday. Governor Tony Evers made that announcement today. Anyone 5 and older will be required to wear a mask while indoors or in an enclosed space with anyone outside of your family. Masks are also recommended if you're outdoors and social distancing is not an option. The Democrat applauded cities and counties that already passed this requirement on their own, but added that the virus does not stop at those borders. So the governor believes a statewide mask mandate will help Wisconsin beat COVID-19 sooner. He also said it will help deal with the recent increase in community transmission.
Science and public health experts are telling us that face coverings and masks can save lives. My mask protects you, your mask protects me, and our masks work best when we both wear them together.
Some exceptions to the order include when you're eating, drinking, or swimming. Individuals with health conditions or disabilities are also exempt. Again, Wisconsin's statewide mask mandate goes into effect first thing on Saturday.
Stock markets are down today because of new economic news released this morning. This comes as negotiations over a new bill to stabilize the economy during the pandemic have stalled. Skylar Henry has more details from the White House.
Coronavirus shutdowns across the country led to the worst quarterly economic report ever recorded. Second quarter U.S. gross domestic product plunged a record 32.9%.
If we go back to the Great Recession, I think our worst quarter was down 8.4%. Now we're talking about a 33% annualized drop.
For the second week in a row, unemployment numbers are on the rise, with 1.4 million people filing for new benefits.
The rise in joblessness has been especially severe for lower wage workers, for women, and for African Americans and Hispanics.
People counting on unemployment checks lose the extra $600 a week in federal help Friday. And negotiations to extend those benefits as part of a larger coronavirus relief package have stalled.
We're still miles apart on a number of issues. In fact, I would say there are more issues that we're apart on than where we're closer to consensus.
The White House is pushing for Congress to pass a short-term extension of unemployment benefits until Congress can agree on a larger coronavirus relief bill.
This is the greatest public health challenge in a crisis and the greatest economic challenge in at least 75 years. We need to confront all of these crises.
Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell says earlier rounds of coronavirus relief kept Americans in their homes and businesses open. Now that's in doubt.
The path forward for the economy is extraordinarily uncertain and will depend in large part on our success in keeping the virus in check.
Negotiations will continue today on Capitol Hill.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said he's hopeful that a last-minute deal can be reached. However, he is still working with Republican colleagues to see if he can win enough support within his own party to pass a bill. And Dave's here for a quick look at the weather. Dave, beautiful blue sky, sunshine. Pretty nice day out there.
Yeah, another day worth of that. One more to come. Let's get a live local look at what's happening in the Hibbing-Chisholm area. I love that camera there because it shows a good chunk of the sky, and we can get a good view of conditions. And yeah, they're picture perfect right now. Thanks to persistent high pressure that's had us for a couple of days, and it'll have us for one more day before we take a break on Saturday. That low pressure to the west, that'll take over Saturday, bringing us a 60% chance for rain, and that may be the only chance of rain we get for the next 7 days. Sunshine could return as early as Sunday. Our day planner for Friday says it's a day to enjoy, mostly sunny sky. Temperatures getting a little bit warmer because that low is going to lead with its warm front. We go back into the low to mid 80s for Friday. Will that last through the weekend? I'll show you with the 7-day in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, how two opposing groups faced off in Grand Rapids and why a new owner hopes to bring a facelift to Plaza 53 in Virginia. Stay tuned. City by City is up next.
And tonight at 6, we're learning more about the arrest of a suspect in a 34-year-old cold case on the Iron Range. This is the alleged killer makes his first court appearance.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live Local CBS 3. Watch Jeopardy! at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
The bargain shop. When you want new furniture with styles that are nice, and we've made very special buys that are always the right price.
Now in all home furniture stores.
Got a big stop at the bargain shop.
How can you show appreciation and say thanks to our area retail workers? While all gifts are appreciated, here is what helps keep us safe. The greatest gift of all. First, don't shop if you're not feeling well. Stay home and ask friends or family to help you. Keep your trips to a minimum. Pick up 2 weeks of supplies at a time if possible. Wash your hands before you come in and wear a cloth face cover. You can use a mask or a bandana. If possible, keep those cute kids at home and don't touch things you don't plan on buying. Keep your cash in your piggy bank and pay with your debit or credit card. Finally, try not to touch your face and be sure to wash your hands when you get home. Thank you for your help in creating a safer community.
The best way to get your large 3-topping pizza for just $9.99 is also the easiest. With new contactless curbside pickup, let us know when you're here without ever leaving the safety of your car. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Always on the go, but want to keep up with the day's news? Don't worry. Now we are wherever you are. Traveling? No problem. Stream wherever, whenever with Live Local CBS 3.
Hi, I'm Dr. Charity Reynolds. I would like to remind you that COVID-19 is still around. Remember to wash your hands, wear your mask, and stay home as much as possible. Thank you.
Dude! You gonna pick that up? Because there's no poop fairy to do that for you. See? Take these. They're not just poop bags. They're pride bags. Because you're doing the right thing for your neighbors and for the health of the whole watershed. Gotta fly. There's a Chihuahua cranking one out in Leicester right now. There is no poop fairy.
Wherever you start, wherever life takes you, home is always there. Strong, enduring, timeless. Stickley, made for life.
Enjoy 35% off Stickley at Home Furniture.
Welcome back to CBS 3's Live at 5 as we take a look toward Duluth from Spirit Mountain. It is, of course, Friday Eve, so the weekend is on a lot of people's minds, including mine. Dave has a look at the weather coming up, but first let's take a look around the region.
From two opposing sides facing off and a city advocating for a splash pad. All that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. On Tuesday, two protest groups squared off in downtown Grand Rapids. The protest was between an anti-police brutality group and a pro-law enforcement group. Many protests have been seen across Minnesota and the world since the death of George Floyd. According to a bystander, police officers were called after an unidentified driver allegedly drove into the area in an attempt to hit protesters. In Virginia, Plaza 53 has a new owner who hopes to give it a much-needed facelift. The strip mall has a long history housing a Super One grocery store and even a Blockbuster video store at one point. According to the new owner, the building has never been updated and he's hoping to change that. Renovations to the mall will include a new parking lot and storefront entrance for all companies. In Cloquet, residents are fighting to get a new upgrade at Pinehurst Park. For several years, the city has been slowly making improvements to the area by adding a sand-bottom pool, better parking, and courts to play sports. However, residents say the park is missing one thing. That's a splash pad. Residents say that would bring people into Cloquet from all over the region, and it would be much easier to maintain than the sand-bottom pool. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, go ahead, send us an email, and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city.
Coming up, learn why Wisconsin's largest university won't require ACT or SATs this year.
This live look shows a slightly grayer sky above Cass Lake, but it's still on the dry side through tomorrow. The wet side could come to call come Saturday, and we'll talk more about it coming up after our break.
Hi, I'm Dr. Charity Reynolds. I would like to remind you that COVID-19 is still around. Remember to wash your hands, wear your mask, and stay home as much as possible. Thank you.
You hate coming home to a dark house, and leaving lights on all night drives utility bills out of sight. You need the Bell & Howell Bionic Spotlight, the outdoor motion sensor light that turns on the instant motion is detected and turns off when the motion stops. Bionic Spotlight is solar powered, so there's no expensive wiring or batteries to change. The instant the motion sensor detects movement, Bionic Spotlight triggers 8 high-intensity high-intensity LED lights that shower the entire area with light and then shuts off 30 seconds after it stops. So you can spend hundreds of dollars on an outdoor lighting system, or you can get the motion-activated Bionic Spotlight for just $19.95 with free shipping. Bionic Spotlight is backed by our 5-year warranty. But wait, if you order right now, you can double the offer and get a second Bionic Spotlight. Just pay a separate fee. And when you call, ask about the contractor's discount on the complete 6-light home value set. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-354-3295 or go to BionicSpotlight.com. That's 1-800-354-3295 or order online at BionicSpotlight.com.
This thing is really dusty.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS.
Take your new Polaris from Duluth Lawn and Sport, the region's largest power sports dealer.
The show critics are praising as genius is now the Emmy winner for Outstanding Talk Show Host. What? And the stars love it too.
It's so good.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on Live Local CBS 3. Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Let's start with the current conditions, and it's 75 degrees right now at the airport in Duluth. About 75 to 77 is the normal, so right in the ballpark again. Relative humidity 50%, southeast wind running 6 miles per hour, air pressure on the high side at 30.06 inches of mercury, 1,018 millibars. Likely will stay on the high side through Friday, so Friday will be just like today, sunny for the most part. Saturday's the day of change where we could get our next rain chance, but that won't stick around too long and probably won't leave too much in its wake. I'll talk about rain totals here in just a little bit, but now we're going to move over to the current conditions temperature-wise for the rest of the region. And first we cast our eye upon the Upper Peninsula. We're at 73 both in Watersmeet and in the Ironwood area. And it's also then 77 for much of inland Wisconsin. Ashland, Hayward, Solon Springs, and Superior are all there. Will things be as uniform in Minnesota? No, there's a little bit of change. 79 right now in Moose Lake, 73 Silver Bay, 77 in Ely, and 78 from Hibbing towards Grand Rapids. 80 degrees for the folks in International Falls. Low pressure systems pushing towards us. Won't be here tomorrow, but it will be here on Saturday, and in between, it's leading with its warm front. So tomorrow's temperatures will go up. Instead of about 75 to 80 like we're seeing today, we're going to see 80 to 85 inland and slightly cooler by the lake. Doppler map right now, it's pretty bare from the Twin Cities up towards the Twin Ports, International Falls, Rhineland, or even to Marquette if you push it that far into the UP, or Fargo if you go that far to the west. High pressure has us. Not too many clouds in the sky. A few, though, as we saw in that picture of Cass Lake. Odds are we'll stay on the lower cloud side here through tomorrow because of the persistence of the second of two high-pressure systems. But the change will come pretty early on Saturday, perhaps around 1 o'clock in the morning. That low-pressure system comes in to bring us a 60% chance of rain. Saturday's rain chance might yield a 1/4 inch of precipitation. Then already by Sunday, it becomes dry again as high pressure settles back in. And then the next go-around with drier conditions won't be as warm. I think temperatures are going to tumble to cooler than normal for at least a week or so. So we had a month worth of warmer than normal. Now we get a week of cooler than normal. Some folks would say that's not a fair trade-off, but yeah, well, that's the way it rolls once in a while. And now let's roll into the forecast tonight for Minnesota. The low temps will be in the 50s with a clear to partly cloudy sky and a southeasterly wind. Wisconsin and Michigan low temps will be roughly the mid-50s, partly cloudy sky there as well. Only difference, perhaps, northeasterly wind there, 5 to 10. For tomorrow, Wisconsin, Michigan, another day of a mostly sunny sky, light and variable wind, high temp 79 to 83. Into Minnesota, the inland numbers should go about 80 to 83, maybe even 84 towards International Falls, 70s by the lake, light and variable wind, mostly sunny sky. That all changes on Saturday when the rain chance comes around. It'll be partly sunny to mostly cloudy, 60% chance for showers and thunderstorms, maybe a quarter-inch worth of rain, high temp 76. Not thinking it's going to be severe this time around, but if it changes, of course, we'll let you know as soon as we can. And then the cooler high pressure settles in on Sunday. High drops to 70. Some models indicate only the 60s, but I'm an optimist. I'm going to say 70.
After the month or so that we've had 70, you might have to break out a parka or something.
I know. I'm going to have to wear a couple layers on the bike when I'm out cruising.
Thanks, Dave. Wisconsin's largest university won't require applicants to submit a standardized test score during the pandemic. UW-Madison officials say the school won a waiver from UW system admissions policies. It means freshmen applying for admission this fall won't have to send in their ACT or SAT scores. The university is hoping to make it a longer-term move down the road. The College Board, which administers the SAT, says millions of students couldn't take the test this spring due to the pandemic. Students who did take the tests can submit their scores if they want. NASA launched its newest rover to Mars today for what could prove to be a history-making mission.
As Chris Martinez tells us, researchers will use this trip to the red planet to look for signs of life.
Release.
NASA's latest mission to Mars blasted off from Kennedy Space Center, embarking on a journey that could answer an age-old question.
It is very hard to imagine that we are alone.
Project scientist Ken Farley says a primary goal of the latest launch to Mars is searching for evidence of ancient life. The Perseverance rover will drill into the planet's surface to search for signs of long-dead microscopic organisms that may have thrived on Mars billions of years ago.
There are environments that have been found, especially by the Curiosity rover, that by every characteristic that we know of look habitable.
Searching for evidence of life isn't the mission's only goal. The latest rover will also study the climate and geology of Mars. This first of its kind Mars helicopter capturing aerial views of the planet's surface. Perseverance will also collect samples of Martian rock with plans to one day return them to Earth.
To really be sure that we're seeing signs of ancient life on Mars and the rocks there, we have to bring samples back to Earth to check.
Researchers say the mission is ready to go thanks to nearly all work on the project being wrapped up before the coronavirus pandemic began.
If this had happened 6 months ago, when we had hundreds and hundreds of people at the laboratory building things, we wouldn't have made it.
Perseverance is expected to touch down on Mars just over 200 days from now.
NASA did lose contact with the rover about 2 hours after launch. It has since been reestablished. This is the third Mars launch this month.
Still to come, a local nonprofit is asking for your help with equipping kids to return to school this fall.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. I started by using the world's best cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. My Giza sheets also include full 21-inch wide pillowcases that will fit over any pillow and deep pocket sheets that will fit over any mattress. The first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. Giza Dream Sheets are available in a variety of colors. Use the promo code and Mike will give you 2 for 1 low price and free shipping. That's right, get 2 for 1 low price plus free shipping.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Shopping for a new kitchen at Skips has never been better. Take home your dream kitchen today with Skips' new Glenwood and White cabinets. Enjoy freedom and flexibility with your own movable island today. You can rely on Skips for quality and durability at affordable prices. Stop by with your measurements and see how you can take home beautifully painted or stained cabinets today at a truly affordable price. Visit us online at skipshomecenter.com or stop in to see our showroom at 4728 Rice Lake Road, Duluth.
To all our MediaCom customers, thank you.
We just want to say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for trusting us to keep your family connected.
We'll do whatever it takes.
Yep, we got you.
Thank you so much for being patient and your support.
You all are the reason that we do what we do, and we couldn't do it without you.
So thank you. We appreciate you, and please stay safe.
Thank you for being a part of our MediaCom family.
You're the best.
Thank you.
Meteorologist Dave Anderson with this 2:40 in the morning update on the weather. And it's been a bit rough in Wisconsin.
Down, it gets super dark. Oh, that crazy light.
We have a severe thunderstorm warning.
For the coverage you need, tune to live, local CBS 3.
Cedric here. These crazy times have led to some crazy viral videos, proving that our human spirit is strong. We can overcome adversity, but mostly we'll do anything to pass the time. Celebrate the human spirit with me, the greatest at-home videos, Friday at 8, 7 Central on CBS.
When news breaks, be the first to know with CBS 3. Alerting you with our mobile app, taking you live to the scene.
A lot of protesters walking.
Bringing you complete coverage on air. Showing you what's happening now, what's next, how it affects you.
There's a massive fire. We have a crew there live
Focused
now.
on urgency. Focused on accuracy. When news breaks in your neighborhood, be the first to know. With live, local CBS 3. Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS.
Whether or not kids are back in the classroom in some fashion this fall, they will still need school supplies. Chum is asking for help as they're struggling to reach their goal for the nonprofit's annual backpack drive. Organizers say they still need about 1,000 backpacks. They eventually fill them with school supplies to hand out to kids in need before the school year. Scott Van Dale with Chum says students need our help now more than ever.
Chum has done this for a really long time in providing youth of our area, and around the Twin Ports we have people come as far as Cloquet and Virginia. It's just really important, regardless if they're in school or if they're at home, to have the tools that they need to learn and do their job.
Because of the pandemic, Van Dale says Chum can't accept any supplies or backpacks donated in person. Instead, they're asking people to either make a donation online or order backpacks and supplies on Chum's website. We have a link to that on our website, cbs3duluth.com. The deadline is August 9th.
Our pet of the day is a 4-year-old domestic short-haired cat coming from the Range Regional Animal Rescue. Her name is Cricket, and unlike her name, you will never hear a peep come out of her. Cricket is quiet, shy, and sometimes she likes to hide. However, she is looking for a quiet forever home with an owner who has an easygoing lifestyle. If you are interested in adopting little Cricket, you can call the number on your screen.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, we're in Atlanta as civil rights icon John Lewis is laid to rest. Former Presidents Clinton, Bush, and Obama all paying their respects to his legacy. And the letter Congressman Lewis wrote with a message about how to redeem the soul of America. And we'll tell you the love story of John Lewis and his wife of 44 years, how the boy from Troy and the girl from L.A. ended up a perfect match. Plus, $600 federal unemployment assistance is set to expire tomorrow, but this could mean for millions of Americans who consider that aid a lifeline. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
CBS 3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Pharmacies, keeping things safe, simple, and convenient through mail, local delivery, drive-through, and curbside pickup services.
The best way to get your large 3-topping pizza for just $9.99 is also the easiest. With new contactless curbside pickup, let us know when you're here without ever leaving the safety of your car. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez on CBS 3.
Coming up tonight, we hear from superintendents across the Northland on their thoughts on Governor Walz's reopening school plans.
Can vaping make teens more susceptible to coronavirus? More on that next.
When severe weather hits, tune to CBS 3.
Tonight at 10, we'll be out here in the storm.
For up-to-date coverage morning and night.
Stay away from here.
Live local weather coverage on CBS 3 Duluth.
Duluth's downtown waterfront district is the heart of our community. So many of the things we love about Duluth can be found right here, from businesses to attractions. And now, most of them are open and working hard so you can safely enjoy them. Our local restaurants, breweries, shops, salons, and attractions help weave the unique fabric of our community. They make us stand out. And when you support them, your dollars stay in our community, helping to boost our economy. Show your love for Duluth's local businesses. We can't wait to see you.
Dude!
You gonna pick that up? Because there's no poop fairy to do that for you. See? Take these. They're not just poop bags. They're pride bags. Because you're doing the right thing for your neighbors and for the health of the whole watershed. Gotta fly. There's a Chihuahua cranking one out in Leicester right now. There is no poop fairy.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men. Mainstream is your wedding headquarters. Downtown Duluth.
Thanks for joining us for the CBS 3 News live at 5. You're looking over Canal Park on this warm evening as we inch closer and closer to the much-awaited weekend. Let's take a moment to recap our top story and find out what's coming up at 6.
Governor Tim Walz announced today Minnesota state leaders will be leaving it up to local school districts to decide whether to have students back in class this fall. He says the Safe Learning Plan is a localized, data-driven approach. It calls for districts to use case numbers in their community to decide whether to have all students in school, to implement distance learning, or a combination of the two.
Private schools in our area are seeing an uptick in enrollment. Duluth Marshall says their admin office is having a tough time keeping up with applications. And coming up at 6, learn why private schools have seen such a large increase.
Hard to believe school will be starting in a month or so.
Yeah, it seems like summer just started and now we have all this school stuff to talk about.
July always flies by.
I know.
All right, well, that's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is up next.
We'll see you back here at 6.